Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to check out the brand new dome glass made specifically for the Huawei P30 Pro. We have a big 6.4-inch display with a teardrop notch at the top as well as curved edges. So let's see how the dome glass made by WhiteStone works on that display. Like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we push out new videos on the channel. And here we have it. This is the P30 Pro. The display is 6.7 inch. It's an OLED panel. Really doesn't matter for what we're doing today. But we have a teardrop notch and we also have curvature on both sides of the display. So you can see it right there. It curves on both sides. It is symmetrical, which is really nice, but it also makes it challenging for glass protectors because you want to have a glass protector that has full response, which keeps of course, the fingerprint sensor working since we have it beneath the display. Full clarity, full coverage, as well as the curves. That's one of the main things you want to protect, as well as full filling, which means the adhesive that they're using goes all around the actual glass as opposed to just being on the edges like some of the ones that we've seen on the market. Now it is patent pending and this is a full kit. It'll be available directly on their site as well as at Amazon very soon. Now the package includes a box which includes our UV light, and if you've seen some of my other videos, we've done UV light installations. Let's go ahead and bring this out. They include a USB-C, micro USB to USB-A cable with the UV light that you plug into, let's say a power bank or even any kind of USB charger that you have, and it'll power these 6 UV lights, and you're able to turn it on, and it runs for about 45 seconds for each run, and you can turn it on or turn it off manually. If you're going to be picking up this, or if you already have one from another kit, you can definitely keep them because they're great and you can actually buy the replacement pieces later and not have to spend the full price of an actual kit. On the left side, we have the instruction information. This is very detailed, so if you guys have any questions whenever you do get this kit, this will walk you through everything. We have some information here. We have some absorption pads. So let's go ahead and get the stuff. So dust remover stickers, obviously alcohol swabs, dust pads, and these are the adhesive pads that we'll put on the side. Cleaning cloths, and then more, of course, little those there. And last but not least this is the stopper that will go in here. So we'll put that down. Opening the tray, we have the dropper. This is what will go in here where we'll put the adhesive. We do get 2 sticks here, so that provides us the ability in case we do make a mistake, we can try it, go again. And then here is the actual protector. It only includes 1. They do sell 2 packs of other devices, but as far as I know, this one's only going to come in 1. And you can just take it out right there, and you can see it's very nice, very thin, very good, and it also does cover the actual notch. So if you kind of look at it this way, if you just use it real quick for sizing measure, you can see here it covers the entire display. It does actually go on the edges as well as the sides. And I'm going to show you guys how we're going to be able to make this as a perfect installation because of what we get here in the box. Now the installation process is not that complicated. There's a few things we need to make sure. A, we need to be in a good clean environment, and B, we need to have a very nice flat surface to be able to install this, as it does require us to be in a really nice level surface and to be able to include the glue, put that in there, and it actually goes where it's intended to. So first thing we need to do is clean the display using the actual the wet wipes here as well as the chamois, and make sure there is no dust. Once we're done with that, we'll put the phone directly inside of the case, and then of course do one more run of just making sure there's no dust, nothing kind of even remotely on that glass. The second step that we do after that is we put the frame back on, and this essentially allows us to be able to basically put this little gauge here as well as the ability of actually using this little stopper, and then I'll explain to you what the stopper is intended for. The next step on that process is very easy. You open up the purple top, unscrew it, so very simple, and you do again get 2 of those, and then you put it in straight over this little section, and it kind of looks like this. So you'll notice right there, it just sits there and it doesn't drop any adhesive till you open up the back side of it. So essentially is once you're ready, you open up the top and the adhesive will go down and it'll go straight on your display. And what it's going to do is create a little bubble, and then a bubble will basically sit right there like a puddle of adhesive really. And then we need to use the leveling option, and that's why we need a level surface. You will bring it down all the way down to the point where it kind of gets centered, and then at that point we remove the top part, put the glass protector, and of course remove this where it says back to, put it on, and then let it sit on top of that little guide that's sitting at the top. Once it's centered and you'll see that it touches the glass, you remove the tab, and then the glass will drop straight on it, and you'll give it about maybe I would say maybe about a minute or so for it to run the adhesive, and the adhesive will start permeating through the entire display. Now the reason why we have these little guards here that are included in the box You'll notice here that on the sides we're able to put in these two little adhesive pads that they gave us, and these are basically intended to absorb any kind of excess adhesive that goes outside of the display and actually tries to go to the buttons that we have on the device. So you'll notice they sit right there on both sides, the right and the left. And again, one of the main areas here obviously that you want to protect is basically so that there's no adhesive going in here. On the left side we have no buttons, but on the right side obviously is our power button and our fingerprint sensor. And although we have an IP68 rated device, you'd never want to actually get any adhesive inside of these mechanisms, as that will hinder the functionalities of your buttons. So make sure you put the pads, and make sure that once the actual instruction is done, for the most part in the beginning, and the adhesive goes all around the display, you run the actual curing process for the 15 seconds, top, middle, and bottom, and then you go through the process again, and you'll do remove it from the actual casing itself. You use the additional chamois, and then you go ever so slightly or gently around the glass and clean any kind of excess adhesive that you have. You put the tray away, and then you go back, and now we're going to be doing the 45-second adhesive process, and we'll do top, middle, and bottom again for 45 seconds just to make sure it's cured 100%. And then when you're done with that process, I think the easiest basically step at that point is clean up whatever's extra, and then we can come back and then try it out with some cases. And now that the installation is done, you can pretty much see right there the glass actually ever so slightly goes all the way to the almost to the edge. Kind of got this to see. Let's go and see if we can get it to focus right there. So you guys see it right there. It goes all the way to the edge. It doesn't cover the actual the front display all the way, but it does cover it enough so that it's actually case friendly. And I'll explain to you in a second. You can see right there, it goes all around the notch. And of course at the bottom, it has just basically all the right levels. Everything is in the right spot. And that little excess adhesive that you see there, easily cleaned with the chamois that they left us with it. But other than that, looks really good. Now, it is recommended to re-register your fingerprint. Not for me, it's still working, and as long as it's working for you, you should be fine. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's turn on the front-facing camera and see if there's any actual halo effect. Nope, the installation is perfect. And then of course, touch sensitivity is just very, very nice. Let's check it out with the couple of cases that I have right there. So the first case I'm showing you guys right here is the one that you actually get in the box. So with the P30 Pro, it should be included a case. I'll go ahead and put it in, and you can actually see right there that it actually does not touch it. It goes all around the edges, and it works really, really nice. Now, the extra protection that you had with the additional lip that's at the top of the case on the top and bottom is now augmented by the glass. So whenever you put your device down, this actually will work straight on the actual glass protector. So you probably want to get a case that's a little bit thicker so that it gives you still some protection over this, so that you have additional protection for your display. Now, this is a VRS design case, and I'll give you guys a link to this if you guys are interested in getting this. It's a really nice case. It's a see-through case because it lets us still enjoy the color of our P30 Pro, and then inserting our device is pretty simple. And the reason why I was mentioning this to you guys, as you could see right there, the actual lip is ever so slightly still raised above the actual glass. As far as the actual case itself, ever so nicely, very, very good. And there is no protrusion, there's no cover, there's no issue. All the touch sensitivity and everything that you normally use with your device works great. Dome Glass makes one of the best full adhesive glass protectors that are really well designed and are easy to install on our devices. And I did another video, guys, before on the Galaxy S10 Plus, as that's one of the few ones that are actually compatible with the ultrasonic fingerprint display that's over there. Now, the optical fingerprint display that we have here still works very nicely. If you have any issues, make sure you re-register it, and it should not have any problems. For me, it still works pretty much the same way as I expected. The key to that is the curing process as when you're done with your installation. Now, the instructions mentioned top and bottom. I recommend you doing top, middle, and bottom. So the initial one before you take out the case, do top 15 seconds, middle 15 seconds, bottom 15 seconds. And then when you get to the end, make sure you do 45 seconds at the top, 45 seconds in the center, and 45 seconds at the bottom. Clean up any kind of excess adhesive at the end, and enjoy your device. It really is that simple. Took me approximately maybe 5 or 6 minutes to get the entire process done. Now, I know I've done this many, many times. And just to let you know, you can use a power bank with the UV light. Just make sure that it has enough charge for it. Other than that, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Have you used Dome Glass before, and what are you enjoying the most about your P30 Pro? For me, as you can imagine, the optics on that camera is just fantastic. The color, the low light performance, overall one of the best cameras in 2019. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.